I hate to do it, which is why we have to do it. Let's do some erratic deck. Not many 10s. That's the theme of this deck. Not many 10s. 9s, 8s, 2s, and not many 10s. Okay. 8s, 9s. Wow. What did I tell you? How do you accept the fact that you're balding? I'm only 20. Okay. What can I fucking say? Yeah! I get this. This is taking your question and pushing it into a broader level of abstraction. It's one level abstracted up. It has nothing to do with baldness. It's hard to deal with this, especially if you are a word cell instead of a shape rotator like me. I'm not saying therapy doesn't work, okay? But I think the idea that, like, I can say a sentence that comes across as like a magic spell that then enters your brain and like turns a couple dendrites like counterclockwise or whatever, and then all of a sudden everything's okay. I don't think that that's likely to happen. All you know, there's some things you can repeat. You should just shave it. It hurts, but you should just shave it. If you noticed it, you're the most likely to be in denial about it. Everybody else probably notices it even more. But I think really all you can do is do it. That's that you do it, and then you deal with it, and then you become stronger as a result. You can't just repeat a phrase in your head that's like, now I'm okay with, I've hypnotized myself into being okay with my baldness. Instead, you do it and you tank the damage if the damage even exists. And then you move on with your life, honestly. I would love to buy this, by the way. We don't have the money. And actually, this is where I think this is valuable. You can also just lie to yourself if it helps you. This is my actionable advice. Holy cow. Just lie to yourself, bro. Well, I should have played more hands. What do you mean by that? Just tell yourself that you'll get jacked whenever you shave your head. Obviously, you're not going to get jacked. If you were going to get jacked, you would have done it already. It's not like your hair was like weighing you down or something like that. Just go send it. But if it helps you, like, realize that, like, you can totally shave your head, then you can lie to yourself like that. Why not? Sorry, I can't hear myself think. I can play face cards. I'm twerking on the runway. Bro, be worse, dude. Be worse. That's too fucking good. Also, if there's any actual wisdom, it's this. The imagination of the torture in your head is worse than the torture. Except for physical torture. Like probably being like waterboarded probably like hurts more than thinking about being waterboarded. But like you thinking about how horrible your life will be after you shave your head is 10 times worse than like what your life will be like after you shave your head. You're gonna be okay. You got nothing to worry about. Give me some pears, bro. I love the painting your daughter made and you were holding the Coke Zero. It's funny because I don't think that drinking Coke Zero is bad for you. But like when the art teacher was like, why don't you tell your daddy what he's got in his hand? And she said soda. I was like, oh fuck, I've got a problem. Maybe I have. I don't even drink that much Coke Zero. I drink like 2 Coke Zeros a day. But she made it like a fundamental element of my personality. And I was like, oh man, that stings. I can play face cards. So true. Send it. 2 a day is a lot. Guy who drinks 4 beers a day. 2 sodas a day is kind of like a lot. I drink like 0.2 a day, and look where I got you. I'm streaming and you're chatting. There's haters everywhere for those with the eyes to see. We're gonna, you know what? Just play a 3. See how it looks. Ad hominem attack. Yeah, but in my head, I got you. So as far as I'm concerned, I'm winning. +1 hand size. Again, look at this fucking Omega straight, dude. Me looking out at the audience at the Toby Keith concert. We're fucking chilling. +2. Really, I thought people would be like that. It's homophobic to suggest that gay people don't like Toby Keith. I was like... Actually, you know what? I think if anything, it's heterophobic to suggest straight people do like Toby Keith. No disrespect. I know that he died recently, and he's like, you know, a much vaunted artist in the country music genre. But I do have to say, like, you know, if you were like 16 when Courtesy of the Red, White, and Blue came out, it's a pretty toxic fucking song. They were just playing it on the radio in Canada. In Canada, we didn't even live in the U.S. We'll put a boot in your ass. It's the American way. Oh, man. The statue, what is he said? The Statue of Liberty was shaking her fist. Incredible imagery. It always, and like I've fallen off the David Cross train. For sure. But it always reminds me of that, like, Lee Greenwood bit that he said, where, like, after 9/11, they brought him back out and had him sing, I'm proud to be an American at, like, all the baseball games again. And then David Cross was like, well, here you go. It's your second fucking chance. Are you gonna actually enlist, or are you just gonna keep singing the damn song? Is he canceled? No, I just think, like, his last specials were like not that good. I'm not throwing him under the bus or anything. I mean, this is a great card. Some beauty to be found on it for sure. And then, you know, it gets set up for the future. We are playing at our residence. Relax, I'll handle it. The head is soaring. Mime. I'm a mime. I'm taking my 3-year-old for the first time next week on a cruise with my wife. Any advice? Don't, you know, get yourself in trouble, but like, what cruise line are you taking? My advice to you is A, you're gonna have a great time, so don't sweat it. Don't go on the cruise. Don't go on the cruise. Don't let the fucking Hikoko Moris in chat tell you not to go on a cruise. Like, if you ever tell them you're doing anything, they'll tell you not to, okay? That's the first thing you need to know. It's like the Arctic monkeys. You're gonna have a great time. If you're going on a cruise that has the fucking kids club, take advantage of the kids club. Drop your kid off. Go have a nice lunch, have a brunch or something like that. Your kid is going to have a great time playing with board games and throwing around like Nerf footballs and stuff like that. I don't know, man. Cruises are scary. Yeah, it's got to be like the scariest holiday of all time. That's why so many people in their 80s go on them. Makes a lot of sense. You just think about what you're saying for like half a second. The older you are, the more risk tolerant you are. Yelnats, You don't have your CFA yet, okay? That doesn't even make any sense. Although I imagine there are a lot of senior citizens that, for whatever reason, are like 100% in equities instead of like having some level of fixed income. But if you see like the returns for AGG over the past 4 years, you'd probably be like, you know what? They might have done the right thing for the wrong decision, quite frank. Or the right thing for the wrong reason, I should say. I'm a simple man. I don't really like Astronomer, and I really like Vagabond. I don't care if it's eternal, we do that. All I hear about cruises are everyone gets sick and sometimes a drunk falls overboard. Yeah, because you don't hear about fucking, hey, we had a normal ass like fun vacation. You're not clicking on that headline. You're clicking on the headline. Like, I'm not saying that illness doesn't happen, and I'm not saying people don't get too drunk and fall off, but like, you know, it's a more interesting story than like, we went on a cruise and had a nice time. You know, maybe we could. What are we doing here? By the way, thank you, Ghost Pepper, for the gifted subscriptions. Thank you. We're only looking for sun cards. Let me take a peek at this. I would say I could be swayed here. Beautiful. Vagabond gold buff is nice. I actually don't like it because I'm used to it being 3. So like, obviously it's good. But at the same time, it screws up for me. Two lucky cards. I get, well, also, you know what? I like to thin the deck. I do like to thin the deck. Oh, hello. Is this the easiest deck to play I've ever seen in my entire life? Yes. Could we still lose? No, it's not gonna happen. Play in the parade. It's like Canucks versus Oilers. Honestly, I don't want to disrespect Edmonton. I know they're like a pretty good team. I was going to say Canucks in 3, but I think the Oilers can probably make it last 4 games. We love math here, people. We do. We do. Why do you play this? If I'd known that you were going to audit my fridge live on the stream, I would have taken a little extra time to make sure that there weren't things with exactly 1 glass of liquid left in them. That's how audits work? That's probably true, isn't it? I guess. It's a good point. I would love to see more tarot cards. Kate, can I tell you a funny story? I saw in the news that the Canada Revenue Agency hit a hot pot restaurant with a $250,000 penalty. The hot pot restaurant, 3 or 4 years ago, hired an accountant to try to get a grant from the government for research and development that was intended for like Canadian companies that are pushing the envelope for tech and engineering and science and et cetera, et cetera. Well, like, it's fraud, yeah. She didn't think that was humorous. Can I tell you another funny story? Arachnid. I'm washed, guys. I got nothing. Can I tell you another funny story? Knock knock. Poo poo pigeon. poo-poo pigeon who sits on a street light and poo-poos on daddy. She hates it. That's how our daughter tells knock-knock jokes. It's only funny when a 3-year-old does it. I understand. It's like drinking a beer. It's only funny when it's a little kid doing it. Or a dog. I suppose a dog as well. Okay, please do. Please do. Yeah.
And then I opened the door. And then it felt like something fell in between my back and my hoodie. And I went, ah! And then I went like this, like a cartoon, like, there's something in my back, there's something in my back. And then my daughter is just like, not giving any scent. And then I felt it, and I peeled it off, and it was the car sticker that she got yesterday.
Ah.
And I said, yo! And she said, it's a car! How was that?
That's pretty funny.
It would have been funnier if you were there. Would have seen me doing this.
It is like the worst place to get something is like in the small of your back. Arachnid. Just, I need to focus, please. I'm doing some serious runs, and I'm getting mind flooded. I'm mind flooded because like I'm ashamed that you're tidying my office while I'm working. Because in my head, I'm like, my office should always be tidy, even though that's not realistic. So like I need to be like on my A game here. It's not your fault, it's my fault, but I need like a more like pristine environment. We should, you know what, like why don't we just schedule a time on Sundays when I can clean my office then?
Why don't you just keep your place clean?
Because we're both busy.
I keep my place clean. I keep the whole house.
You guys don't know what it's like to have an office without a door.
With the door.
She'd probably just kick it in anyway, but... Thank you. I do appreciate it being clean. It's just, it is my own dilemma that like, I feel like it's so, I feel like a 2-year-old kid. I feel like emasculated that someone is like cleaning my room for me. But I think she enjoys that feeling a little bit, so I'm not gonna take that away from her. It's kind of like a win-win. I get a clean office and she infantilizes me a little bit. It's the way of the world. A fool card. Let me think about this for a second. We have... I'd like to make more 8s. I understand the value of making more face cards as well, but all told, I'd like to make more 8s. How much of the house cleaning do you do? I've been married for 10 years. I know better than to answer that question. That's a trap. There's no answer that's right. If I said my honest opinion, they would place me in jail. There's no winning, right? Because if you say 0, which is not true, people would be like, that's fucked up. But if I said 50%, my wife would come down and be like, I don't know if that's true. And I don't want to really like try to go bar for bar with her in the Swiffer Olympics. There's no right answer. What's the right answer? You can't, like, just remember that there's competing factions here. There's chat and then there's my wife. Say you do 25. 45? She wouldn't, I don't think she would let me get away with that. Ah, not as much as I should. Now you're cooking. That's a smart answer. Anyway, either way is for me to know and you to find out. More than you think is the answer that I'm going to give chat as well. Holy, this stream is so boomer coded. Yo, I know I only listen to video game music, but have you seen the Drake and Kendrick beef, bro? Holy. Guy who only listens to classic rock until May 6, 2024. Whoa, Kendrick went off on this one, bro. I'm losing my mind. Why is the stream so boomer coded? What's for breakfast at Cozy? You know what? No, we don't want to play a flush. A flush is too good to play. You quoted the Ludwig video. It's literally crab-based convergent evolution. The last YouTube video I watched was in 2013. It's called Not Today, Motherfucker. It's a 9-second video where a dude sees a UFO and says, "Not today, motherfucker," and shoots it with a gun and it explodes. $8,000, 6 hands remain. Let's go 2 pair on this. Classic video. I know. Don't cite the old words to me, which I was there when they were written. I can't sell you. I would like to sell you. I can't sell you. Well, we don't have to sell you. We could just live our life. Is Vagabond at a $4 limit now? Thank you, Johnny Bravo 910, for asking a question based on the evidence that you've seen. Yes, it is a $4 or less. Everybody else just said, wow, you screwed up Vagabond. Johnny Bravo said, maybe there's something about the world that I don't know. I know that's anathema to the average chatter online. They say I'm 19 years old. I think I've got the whole world figured out. You have the mind of a scientist. Welcome back to Earth, Isaac Newton. We're happy to see you. The world could use more of that energy. I don't have 3 consumable spots. That's why I should... You know what? Fuck it, bro. We sell it to ruin Vagabond anyway. It doesn't bother me in the slightest. My coworker does that, sees something as it is, and then asks for no reason. What do you mean by that? They see something as it is and ask for no reason. What do you mean by this? Asking is good. I guess we do like it. We do like it. Asking is based. Making coffee, huh? That's not, they're just making conversation. Why do you guys hate other human beings so much when you do the same things that they do? Sorry, I know that has to hurt, but they're literally, we're social beings, man. They're just trying to shoot the breeze with you. They're just living their lives. I don't know why, it's no disrespect, but I feel like it's always the most boring fucking people who are like, I don't like small talk. Really? You want to fucking have 61-year-old Bob from accounting like walk up to you? You've been working at the office for 2 weeks and he's like, you know, who you got in the Israel versus Palestine conflict? Come on. If you want to have interesting conversations, you got a mouth and lungs and a fucking pharynx too. Bring some shit to the table. Don't just wait for the boomers at my office are always like, I'm eating a sandwich. And they're like, sandwich again, huh? I fucking hate them. They're trying to relate to you, man. They're just trying to have a conversation. Drives me crazy. Okay, check out this play. This is the Vagabond Classic. No, you should just roll. It's okay. It's okay. I'm not gonna cry. Let's go. He said sandwich. Speak on that. What do you mean by that? So Vagabond is eternal, huh? Yeah, and it's a fucking stud. If you got a problem with him, you got a problem with me, quite frankly. Like, he's a legend. Sounds like I got a problem with you then? Okay, let's debate this guy. Let's debate this guy with fallacies. Does NL really not know the VTuber sandwich? Imagine, no, I'm not judging your hobby. Don't take me out of context on that one, okay? That might be an 8, you never know. But imagine typing the sentence. Just imagine typing the sentence. That's all I'm saying. I'm not judging your hobby. I'm not judging it. Just imagine typing the sentence. Librarian, can you help me out here? Hang on. My wife roasted me in chat. Let me see. Why do you have the butt cream behind you? Are you talking about the chamois butter for her? I already told the story about the chamois butter. When I went to the bike store, I failed like 12 charisma rolls in a row. First off, they thought I was a misogynist because I could only find chamois butter for women. I don't know what the difference is. I'm not a chemist or a marketer. So I brought it up to the counter and I was like, do you have any for men? And he said, don't worry, that'll work on you too. All right, okay, fuck me, I guess. Like, how am I supposed to like start an interaction off with that kind of animosity? I didn't want to deprive a woman of medicine that can help her maintain her pH balance if I don't need the pH balance buffers, okay? And then I said, okay, that's fine, I'll take it. And then the dude was like, he basically said, how much chafing could you possibly have? He said, what is this, like a 3-year supply? And I said, you would be surprised. I guess you're not a real chafer. And then he just, the rest of the interaction, he was just like, you know, that'll be like $31, please. And I was like, on card. I thought we were having a good talk, but apparently not. I'm like, Kate will tell you, I'm not necessarily a gregarious guy all the time, but I'm always out there. Like, if I'm in an interaction, I've been cursed by a witch to try to make people laugh. But because so much of my training for that happens on Twitch, I always start like a little bit too fucking off kilter, which I think is really funny. Because at the end of the day, I don't really care that much if they laugh. I mostly care if I think it's funny. Which is selfish, but also, like, a lot of fun. So much of your humor is witch-based. Well, I can't really dispute that. They're like, do the witch material. I know you guys came to the show probably expecting me to do like 15 minutes on witches or whatever. We're not gonna, okay, fine, you've been good. Let's do it. Let's get to the witch bits. You ever be at like a witch's house and you say, hey, can I get a glass of water? And then she walks over and you're like, what the fuck is this? And she's like, a vial. And you're like, oh. You know who you don't hear shit about these days? Brita. I'm not talking about community. Please don't debase yourself. I feel like people don't be drinking out of their Brita filters that much anymore. That was like a day one purchase in a dorm room or like a shared living situation. You're meeting your roommate, you're talking on like Facebook Messenger before you actually like move in. You're like, don't worry, I'll get the Brita filter. What happened to Brita filters, man? Everyone owns one already? We don't have one. But what we have is worse, because we have like, you know, we have a filter in our fridge that automatically filters. So instead of buying like a $30 Brita filter, now we have, every 6 months we gotta buy like a $90 refrigerator filter. But at least it doesn't take up space in the fridge, which is, I guess you gotta take the good with the bad. Sure. Do you think that it's possible that the Mythbusters episode, where, I mean, that would be nice if I could afford it. The Mythbusters episode where they had the vodka expert come in and test the, like, fancy vodka versus the one that they just ran through the Brita filter like 12 times, and the dude said, like, the fancy vodka's the best, but the Brita filter is, like, insanely close. Do you think that's the most influential episode of Mythbusters in history? By which I mean, like, I never tried it, which is kind of crazy to me. But, like, you know, given my lifestyle in university. But I think that's, like, the only Mythbusters episode where people probably went, cap, and then tried it at home. What are you talking about? Well, nobody else is doing, like, fucking escaping from Alcatraz in a boat made out of old newspapers. But some people might pour a bottle of Smirnoff into the Brita filter to make it better. So true. Vagabond? No! Ah, well, it's okay. It is what it is. How many 8s we got left? 4 8s? Just checking. Mine was the using cell phone at the gas station myth. I never saw that one. Does it, is it yes, it makes you explode, or is it no, it doesn't make you explode? It doesn't do shit? It's your life, brother. Like, this really shouldn't be that hard to live. All we needed was, like, one lucky card to pay out. Like, why would they screw us like that, man? Why would they screw us? I guess there's nothing we can even do. Like, we can't make any moves here. Motherfucker. Slash marker Balatro 2. It was a win, man. It was a win. Okay, we go again. I think we're playing Abiotic Factor at noon. That's my memory. That's my expectation. Did I say Abiotic Factory? The Abiotic Factor. So anyway, that's the story of the... what the fuck is this? That's the story of the chamois butter. We must have like 20 kings in this deck. I didn't even look. 6 kings, 1 ace, 9 10s, and 0 4s. It's pretty good. Oh, early DNA. Unaffordable. I mean, this is just a fun joker to play with. Doesn't really do that much for us. Doesn't really do anything for us, but it's a fun joker to play with. How many clubs we got, man? 18 clubs? It's kind of like a goated start. What kind of guy who will buy another buffoon pack? I just found out in Belgium they spray stuff on you if you're a shoplifter so that they can find you later. Yeah, it must have been like 2 or 3 years ago that we talked about that. It kind of blew me away. Like in the Netherlands, they spray you with like microscopic DNA or something like that can then be tracked to find you later. I know, like, I'm not describing it well, I'm assuming, but Also, like, what? Just let people steal? I mean, I do, but I'm not like the store. This is an interesting start, bro. Very unusual. A joker that is easy to understand. No thanks. Discard spades, discard fives. Well. Discard spades and discard fives. I will. I've already shoplifted 10K from Loblaws this month. Yo! Bro got the 2-year Balderson Old Cheddar. Holy. That's a big haul, man. What is that, like 300 grams of honey ham? Every discarded 7, if you insist. Delightful. You probably win in one hand. Dump the spade. If I had to guess, NL will wait for Hades 2 to come out before he plays it. This is a sentence that would not have made sense in like 2007. You ever worry that like you're training your brain I don't want this garbage, sorry. You ever wonder that you're training your brain in a bad way and you're in control of it and you should stop? What are you saying, NL? What are you saying when you say this? I'm saying like everyone was like on my ass to play the Balatro beta patch. I waited until the beta patch came out. I'm like, oh, the beta patch is out. Now everyone's like, Hades has a fucking technical test. You want to jump in? The shit is not fucking out, bro. I don't want to eat like flour and water and yeast. I'll wait for them to make it into a dough and then proof it and then put it in the oven and bake it and then it cools down for like 10-15 minutes and then you slice it up and have it with some butter. I'll wait till it's ready to go, okay? Early access dropped? Well, in that case, maybe I will check it out. You know what? It's easy. I want to live like uncommon jokers do. I was trying to, and I don't think I have the necessary chemistry know-how to workshop this bit, but like, it's overly pedantic nerd who, you know, because there's people that get obsessed with nutrition and then they're like, they'll really like eat a ham sandwich. But if you ate like 2 slices of deli ham, a slice of cheese, and 2 unsliced, 2 untoasted pieces of sliced bread, and then like a cup of mustard, people would look at you like you're crazy. So it's that, but it's guy who all of his meals consist of petroleum. That's the punchline at the end. It's like people who really like eat food, they'll like go out there and eat peanut butter, but like I'm out here drinking petroleum and they act like I'm crazy. Bro, I'm taking in the same molarity of carbon and hydrogen that you are. Like, you think you're better than me just because they're in a different configuration? It doesn't make any sense, bro. So what do you think about that one? You think it's got legs? Do you think it knows how to use them? You could make it work? Yeah. I could make it work. That's right. Thank you for saying something like that. Thank you. It's 75% of the way there. That's honestly much better than I expected. I don't know why I said that with the cadence of arachnid. Please don't win too early. It's still, I have like, oh, I do have 1 score joker. And I accidentally made him work. Have you seen a man in full yet? A man in full. What does this mean? Have you seen a man in full? The answer is obviously no. But speak on that for a minute. A man in full. You've seen a man in full. It's a new Netflix show. It's called The Man in Full. I've not seen it. I've not seen it. It's a white-collar drama. You guys are doing a good job of selling it to me. Sorry, there's no reason to come with that level of insults. It wasn't necessary. No, you're right. I'm just like... There's too much shit to watch, man. There's too much shit to watch these days. I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining. I'm just saying, like, you know, every day there's a new thing. People are like, you gotta see this. There's some shit to do, man. No offense. Like, there's some shit that I want to see that I just haven't had the opportunity to see. That's doubtless. But then there's some shit, like, every day there's some shit I ain't even heard of that looks like it's like a 4 out of 10. And then people are like, have you seen it yet? And I'm like, that's not even on the to-do list, man. Sell your hermit card? What the fuck is wrong with you, bro? Doesn't even make any sense. Don't even know what you're talking about. I think I will use it, and then I'll take a strength card. I'll take Hone. I'm a different kind of beast. Sell the dice. That will not be happening. Lucky cards maybe is something to think about too. We need to make sports betting illegal. Yes, this, but unironically. It's crazy, man. You can't put the genie back in the frickin' bottle, though. 4 2s. 4 2s. Let me take a peek at this for a second. Aces to 2s is really hard. 9s to 10s. 9s to 10s, bro. This is the way. Oh no, is it? It is Itchbolitarian. I knew it. I need the government to tell others they're making bad choices. I'm just sick of the fucking ads, dude. That's the big part of it, to be honest. You want me to discard clubs? Okay. Also, no disrespect, because the anti-gamblers were on the same side. In this one, clubs, right? That's right. But it has made watching sports more annoying as well, because whenever anything like someone doesn't like happens, they immediately think that like the ref is compromised by the gambling industry. Like, it can't just be like a missed call anymore. It must be like this career referee who's been in the NHL for like 31 years must have like $500 on the fucking under or something like that. We need to ban podcasts too. Yeah, that's a big one. I think that if you had started a podcast by 2017, you can keep it. But if you started a podcast from 2017 onwards, you need to apply for like a permit. You need to submit your best episode. And if it's ass, then you lose your license. Sorry. If it's good, you can have it. If it's good, you can have it. Why not, bro? Why not? JJ Reddick's pod is good. Then he can submit a request. They can all, if it's good, they got nothing to fear. It's only if it's ass that they should be afraid, quite frankly. Okay, spades have got to go. Spades have got to go. Spades have got to go. Yeah, I'll dump you. Oh, I can't even hold it all. What, you think I sold them all? What's worse, starting a podcast or starting a stream? Neither of them are bad. I'll start with that. I don't want to make anybody feel bad. There's no need for it. Just dump them. This seems bad to me. We have 8 10s left and 1 9. Let's do queen, queen, 9, 9, throw a 2. But okay, yeah, of course you knew there was going to be like an additional, an addendum, so to speak. We're going to draw some 10s. I'm not even sweating it. I think that a stream is just like, hey, I don't have anything to do tonight, so I'm going to stream. A podcast is like, you know, we're getting together once every week to like talk about important stuff. So unless you got something like really important to talk about, I feel like starting a podcast is a little bit more presumptuous, for sure. I'm just not a DNA guy, I think. What about a solo pod? I mean, it's a classic thing with a streamer. I don't have strong opinions about something, but like when you talk about it online, people will just keep asking you like what about questions, and then by the end of it you find yourself being like fuck everybody who's ever had a podcast. So you got to be careful with that. That's definitely not what I'm saying. A red 5. I'm just like, there's times when I'm like, I think it'd be cool to have a podcast. And then I'm like thinking about like week 12 when I'm like, what the fuck am I going to say? And I'm like, I just don't think it's for me. I don't really want to go live and be like, hey, like, just, do you see the fucking Kendrick versus Drake beef? I'm just not, it's just not my tempo, honestly. I'd rather just stream. Re-trigger all played face cards. I mean, at this point, I'm literally keeping you just for no reason. For no reason whatsoever. But I'm going to continue to do that. Yes, yes I am. Discard diamonds. You guys were right about Castle, by the way. I don't say that too much. Seems like a pretty fucking goated Joker. It's giving us 102 chips. Ain't nothing wrong with that. This is unlosable. Your stream's basically a podcast? Yeah, I don't know, but not really. Because it doesn't have like, I'm not selling like nootropics or whatever. There's podcasting elements to it, but it's not like, you know, every 30 minutes I'm trying to get you to buy like a multivitamin that'll make the tip of your penis fall off. You don't have permanent scaling. Negative Joker would be nice. Why not? They know where to reach me, bro. They know where to reach me. That's high quality ad space too. You ever tried a lip pillow? I'm just like, there's just too much shit on planet Earth, man. I'm not a buy nothing sort of guy, even though I'll admit that I don't really buy that much. You should just discard this. That being said, like, I think like everybody's got, I'm not going to say everything they need, because people need, you know, obviously housing and food and stuff like that. But when it comes to gadgets, like nobody needs a new gadget. The last good new gadget was the air fryer. And everybody in here has got one or decided that they're going to be one of those lads who's like, it's just a convection oven. Well, do you own a convection oven? No. They're going to be that guy for like the rest of their life. So every new gadget, I just look at it and I'm like, we don't fucking need it, man. Something's going to break the mold and it's going to be like the exception to the rule. But it's going to be the exception that proves the rule. Let's try it here. Like eventually someone will invent like, you know, infinite energy or something like that, or cold fusion. And I won't be like, you know, oh, cold fusion's never going to take off. I'll be like, whoa, fuck, even cheaper energy. Like that'll be sick. But like for the most part, whenever dudes pop out and they're like, my life was fucked up until I till I started putting electrical tape on my mouth when I went to sleep. I'm like, I gotta wait for the doctor on that one, buddy. I trust you a little bit because you obviously take steroids and wear a shirt that's 2 sizes too tight. So that just to my animal brain is like, this guy must know what he's talking about. But I don't know. I'm gonna have to say that I'm out on that one until Health Canada says something. I'm not jumping in sight unseen, at least. Would you like me to discard hearts? But I will not discard my 10s. They're too valuable to me. What the fuck is this? About a 10 of spades. We should really death a better card. Don't be a fool. Anyone else hate meetings? I hear that, Yelnats. I mean, I don't have too many, I'll admit, but I definitely hear that. I hear that they're not so good. Let's give Yelnats a +2 for that. The first time you said you use mouth tape, I thought you were serious and I looked at you differently. I can understand that. I mean, if here's my problem, as always, is with the complex. It's not with the individual. If you're an individual and you got incepted by podcasts into duct taping your mouth shut when you go to sleep and you feel better when you wake up, notice I didn't even say condescendingly that you think you feel better. I just said you feel better. Then fucking send it, bro. People are weird. I'm happy for you. I'm happy you found something that helps you out. That being said, if you're like, you should try it, that's where we're going to end up having a little bit of friction between us. And I mean it with sincerely no disrespect, but do I cut an 8 and a 2? We have 8 2s in the deck. How did we get 8 2s in the deck? Queens, jacks, 9s, 6s. Queens? Okay, this is like the worst hangman of all time, but so be it. We can still discard hearts for more chips. You know what is like the perfect indication that Balatro's a goated game? This session that we've played over the last like 2 hours has been the most boring Balatro that I've ever played in my entire life, and I'm having a great time. I'm loving life. There's been like almost zero excitement, and I'm loving it. Hi Tomo, hi buddy. Lucky cards and wheel, both great. Both great, man. Both great. I'm gonna go wheel. Wow! Tomo, scream if you love wet food. Ah! Looking up to beg for wet food. Scratching the ground like a DJ when the dish gets put in front of me. Eating the wet food. Throwing up afterwards. That's damn true. Spades. Horrendous draw. Hi, Tomo. Chariot. Save it for a steel card. Save it for later at doody. You know how that song goes? Does he only eat half of it? Yeah, sometimes they eat more, but like oftentimes they beg for like 45 minutes for their wet food. And then when we give it to them, they'll eat like 2 bites and then walk away. And I'm like, oh, so it's about power, I guess. No big deal. It kind of stings a little bit, but I get it. It's a dominance thing. They're animals. They're part of the animal kingdom. Renting son or buying daughter? I don't know. It's their money, man. I don't really care. Good question, though. That's a tough one. Anti-7. We're all animals? Yeah, but some like more than others. Right, librarian? Okay, cut me into pieces. This is my plastic fork. Okay, we're due. What do you say fuck me for? I didn't say fuck you. I just said people are strange when you're a stranger, bro. Didn't mean anything by it. I'm sorry if you took offense. Gambling addict son or Balatro daughter? I mean, like, I wouldn't hate my son if he was addicted to gambling. I would have sympathy for, like, I would blame him partly, but I would also blame society. But I would definitely choose Balatro daughter if given the choice. How do you feel about the Helldivers drama? I've been meaning to talk about it, actually, because it's funny. I 100% would have expected myself to be on the side of, like, just kind of making fun of the gamers for being so angry over something that I perceive as minor. But actually, in my head, I'm like, I don't want to link my accounts to shit anymore either. Fucking sick 'em, bro. Go get them. I don't want to see that. They're right, bro. I do not want to link I buy a game, I've spent 80 bucks on it. I don't want to, I have to remember my password for this account I last used in 2015 so that, like, Sony can be like, we got 11 million new users on the fucking PSN account this month. Who fucking cares, bro? Shit's annoying. The gamers won this one and they deserve it. Thank you, gamers. You did what I didn't have the strength to do. Discard spades. Holy bursh. The Emperor. Clubs. We're clubbed up to the gills in this deck. We got 17 clubs. All hearts must perish. And then give me a Martian, please. They call her Mark Watney because her head game's out of this world. I don't know, that just popped into my head. I think I'm sick. Can I tell you, here's an interaction that I had on the Discord with Malf. It's just out of nowhere. We weren't even talking about anything. Let me just scroll up here. What did Malf say? What did Malf say? Malf said, Taylor, Hall, and Oates. It's a hockey and music joke. And I replied, if keeping it real ever gets outlawed, you gonna have to kiss me through the phone. Just something that popped into my head that I thought sounded humorous. I don't know where it came from, and I don't know where it went either. What does it mean? Nobody knows. Huge +2 though. I liked it, Librarian. I like that. Ride share till I minus 25,000 miles. I don't get it, but I like it. I definitely like it. Discard spades. Don't mind if I don't. Honestly, you should fucking cook on this one, bro. Spades? How do we have one spade in hand? That seems like inconceivable. To put it in like a certain nostalgia critic type parlance. Oh right, we shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't be discarding 5 cards. My mistake. How about some of this? A serpent. It's the worst of all worlds. We need 4 of a kind or 5 of a kind will win you the game. So, throw some dookie at him. Thank you so much for this 4 of a kind. You're too good to me. Ante 8? It's too late for blank. I love the witch accent. You're just trying to get me to say it, bro. And you know what? I'm a people pleaser. 1 phial of Franklin's Roiling Crimson Tonic. How about that? I love the Steve-O voice. I'm not going to attempt that with a little bit of lung butter, okay? I don't think that's the right way to do it. Club me, say that you club me. I don't care about anything but you. We didn't draw. Am I crazy? Did we not draw a card? Oh, because our hand size was already maximized. And I cry and I beg for you to club me. Oh, so we don't hear that too much. Are you an early or a late boarder on airplanes, NL? Used to be agnostic, used to not really care. Have certainly become an early boarder because you can board early with most airlines if you have a child. And it's honestly, like, it's goated. When she was like 2, we really needed the early boarding time. Now, we don't really need it, but I'm happy to take advantage of it, like, every time they give us the chance. Who wants to sit on the plane for longer? Well, it's a fucking tragedy of the commons. I'm not blaming my fellow man. I'm blaming the airlines. But, like... Hang on, I gotta think about this for a second. Because all airlines stopped allowing... one free checked bag, everybody said, I'm gonna save $50 on my $4,000 vacation by putting all my shit in the carry-on and then shoving it in the overhead. So the competition for overhead bins got, like, insane. That's the benefit of getting on early. Sure, you're sitting on the plane a little longer instead of sitting in the lounge or whatever, but at least your stuff is secure in the overhead, and everybody else has got to do the dance where they're like, oh, this is unusual, we've oversold the flight, and somebody's gonna have... Don't worry, though, we'll put all your sensitive electronics in the cargo hold for free. We won't charge you for it. They will divide us. Get it twisted. They will divide us. You want me to discard spades? I'll discard like this, but I'm not getting rid of any of these 10s. I will do so once more. I know. I'm not worried about it. I'm just happy to be here. I just gotta be honest with you. I'm gonna throw some straight dog shit at you. We have to play 4 of a kind or 5 of a kind. So what is the play? How many kings we got left? 3 kings. Dump all 3. And this dookie. This is what we wish to see. 4 of a kind. All malted. Steel 6 in hand. Oh! Honestly, this is not like an endless guy. This is an I'm happy to have made it to ante-8. Okay, put me on new run, but first /marker. Lucky Cat Mom. Daniel, thank you for the raid. You know what, just for you, Daniel, I'm gonna hold in my pee, okay? Thank you for the raid. I was gonna go to the bathroom, but no, we're gonna hold it.